Hi everyone, this is a quick stretch routine that you can do in about 10 minutes. It's going to help you open up your shoulders, improve your posture, reduce any neck or shoulder pain you may have, and open up hips and hamstrings, which tend to get tight whether you are a sports person or you sit down at a desk all day. So let's get going. You will need some sort of a chair. Best thing is a sturdy dining chair or an office chair. And we're going to start standing behind the chair. Place your hands on the top of the chair back and step back so your feet are about a metre, maybe slightly more, away from the back of the chair. Make sure you're engaging that core, so drawing in through belly button, lifting through pelvic floor. And then we're going to stick the bottom out behind and drop the chest down low. So we're now hanging from the hands and the hips, allowing the chest to come down towards the ground. Lift the tailbone up to the wall behind us, push the knees to the wall behind you. So we should be getting a stretch now through the back of the legs, up through between the back of the knee and the buttocks, and through the armpit and front of chest and shoulders. Breathe nice and deeply all the way through this routine, in through nose, using the belly, so engaging that diaphragm, drawing the diaphragm down, and exhaling as the diaphragm lifts back into the chest cavity. By doing that deep breathing, we're reducing the stress and allowing the muscles to stretch. When you're under stress, everything's taut and ready to spring. So breathing deeply in through nose and all the way out through mouth, using the diaphragm, is going to release those muscles and allow them to stretch their best. So pushing the knees back to the wall behind you, lifting the tailbone to the sky, and allowing the armpits to fall down to the floor. One more full cycle of breath here, in through nose, and all the way out through mouth. Excellent. Okay, come up to standing and imagine there is a rope going round the back of the chair. Bring the arms up with the elbows bent at 90 degrees, palms in, and then grip as though you are holding the ends of a rope that's going around that chair. Think about your posture now, so drawing up through the crown of the head, thinking about that core still, knees are soft. This rope is elasticated. Leave the left hand where it is, pull on the right piece of rope, the right end of the rope, and pull it until your right elbow comes all the way round to point towards the wall to your left. We're opening up through that chest, we're drawing the right shoulder blade down, looking over the right shoulder, so we're getting a real rotation through the upper back. Take a nice deep breath in here. Exhale, squeeze that shoulder a little bit further back. Take another deep breath in, and as you exhale, release it back to the centre. Right hand's going to stay where it is this time. Take a nice deep breath in. And as we exhale, pull on the left hand bit of rope. Rotate all the way around till that left elbow is pointing to the wall to your right. Squeezing the left shoulder blade back and down, looking over the left shoulder, keeping the right fist facing the back of the chair. So we've got that lovely twist again. You should feel a real squeeze between shoulder blades. Opening up through that chest again. Take a full cycle of breath here, in through nose and all the way out through mouth. And then breathe in. And as you exhale, bring it back to centre. Excellent job. Okay, come round to the front of the chair. I'm just going to lift my chair back so you can see what's coming next. Take the right foot and pop it onto the seat of the chair. Make sure your hips stay square to the front. And we're going to take chest forward. So lift through the crown of the head, squeeze the shoulder blades back, and take chest forwards towards that thigh, rather than sinking through the nose. So open through the chest and stick your tailbone back towards the wall behind you, pulling on that right hip crease. So right foot on the chair, right hip crease pulls back. We should then feel the stretch between the back of the knee and the buttock. Adjust the position of your foot if you need to, because if you pull your toe all the way back, you're getting a stretch through your calf as well, which is great, but it may mean that more of the stretch is through the top of the calf here than into the hamstring. So you can release the toe and just push the tailbone back a little bit further to focus on this area of the leg there. Nice deep breaths in through nose and all the way out through mouth. And then let's switch and do the same on the other side. So left foot coming up onto the chair, lift through the crown of the head, draw the belly button in still, don't forget that core. Take chest forward, keeping open through the chest, squeezing those shoulders back and down, pushing the crown of the head forwards and pulling that left hip crease back. So we're keeping the hips square to the front. If we allow the hips to twist here, the stretch will go. So pulling the bottom back towards the wall behind you. Nice deep breaths in through nose, out through mouth to make sure those muscles are relaxing and being allowed to lengthen. Using that diaphragm from the breath, that relaxing and tightening of the diaphragm as you breathe, using the diaphragm nice long slow breaths is sending signals back to your adrenals to switch them off so those muscles can stretch. Okay, relax it there. We're going to take the right leg again and we're going to cross it, the foot across, and put the outside of the shin across the chair. Step back with the left leg. Rest your hands on top of the chair here and just sink down. You might need to just slither the other leg out behind you. We're getting a nice opening of the hip here. Really using that chair. You can rest your head on your arms on the back of your chair here. Nice deep breaths in through nose and out through mouth. Feeling that opening and stretching through the glute, opening of hip and stretching through the buttock on that right side. If you're struggling in this position, you can bring your hands onto the seat of the chair, or if the chair back isn't particularly high or is in the wrong place for you, you can bring the hands onto the back of the chair here, which will just give you a little bit of extra support here if you're quite tight in these muscles, and it might be an easier way of starting this stretch. Okay, let's switch to the other side. So bring yourself up carefully, pop the left foot across, dropping the knee down onto the seat, stepping back with that right leg, and again we can either be up on the chair back, resting the head on the hands, or you can bring your hands back onto the back of the seat. And remembering the further out you walk your foot, the more you will feel that stretch through the outside of that left buttock and the opening of that hip. Nice deep breath, draw the shoulders away, again trying to keep that nice neutral spine, long line through the crown of the head to the tailbone. Excellent job. Okay, we've got one last stretch to do, for which I'm just going to move the chair forwards a little bit because I need space for my foot behind. Pop your knee onto the seat of the chair, take a step forward and then push the hips through. So you're going to bend your front leg, push your hip forward and lift through the chest. If you're able, lift the arm up and reach over. You'll find a really nice stretch through the front of the hip here. I want you to really think about pushing those hips forwards as you bend this supporting leg. If you need to feel it further through here, you can turn your heel in slightly, rotate the hips slightly, and you'll feel that stretch much more into that groin area. So reaching up and over if you wish. Depends again how tight you are on this side, whether you need to reach up and over or not. So this may be enough for you, but if you need more of a stretch, then reaching up and over will help, because that psoas muscle links in here to the top of the inner thigh, and it links in to thoracic spine. Here it goes all the way up through the body. So keeping the chest lifted is going to really get that whole muscle a good stretch. And then we can do the same On the other side, I'll just rotate it over this way so you can see from the side. You've got your knee on the chair. You take a step forward. Push the hips through. Turn the heel in a little bit to open up the inside of that hip. And then reach up and over. So getting that lovely stretch through the hip flexor, which when you're seated is really tight. Nice deep breaths in through nose, all the way out through mouth. Holding it here. Again, you may not need to lift up and over. This might be enough for you. So just listen to your body. If you need the extra stretch, reach up with that same arm and over to the side. Superb. So hopefully that will stretch out all the areas that need it, going to improve your posture, reduce any pain through neck and shoulders, and help open up through here. Let me know what you think.